Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, and I know that I only technically did the other video a day ago, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I know I did my last versus one, but I think may as well do the other versus one because St. Patrick's Day is pretty much a week old now. We've put St. Patrick's Day aside. I think everyone sort of forgot about how crappy this year's was, but I think we'll just do one final St. Patrick's Day related video just to kind of close it off for you guys, and we should be getting something tomorrow. I hope, maybe something Easter related. I do hope we do get something Easter related tomorrow. Maybe not though. But basically, what are we going to be doing is we're going to be looking at Valentine's Day versus St. Patrick's Day and which one is the better event. Ooh. Of course, because St. Patrick's Day pretty much annihilated Thanksgiving. So I think I'm going to start with a pretty sort of like a pretty big one. Let's be honest, it is pretty big because we've got, this is the first round. So this is Mona Simpson versus Tom O'Flanagan. So I mean, I feel kind of bad. It's like putting up it's almost closer to putting up Homer against, like, I don't know, like the city goofball or something like that, or putting Homer against, like, I don't know, like Lenny. I mean, Lenny's a cool character, but he's not gonna beat Homer, you know. And that's what I feel I'm doing here, because Mona is a massive character. I mean, a bit bigger than Jackie. Jackie was a bit of a different one, or I'm just gonna call her Jackie. Marge's mother, obviously. Jackie, she was a bit of a different one because she hasn't really appeared too many, and there were people in my comments who said that Jackie deserved to win. I mean, I can completely understand that. I really can, because she's not really been there that much. But Mona's different. Mona has had, I think, at least 3 episodes centre around her. Of course, she's regularly mentioned. Of course, there's the episode where she actually dies, and you know, there's loads of things. Like, she is a massive character, and we know a lot about her, obviously, with her crime and stuff like that. And they gave us her in Valentine's Day, and it was a really, really cool. And like I said, it is the best character we've ever got in Valentine's Day. We have had quite a few characters. Now, Tom O'Flanagan, I think, by far is the best St. Patrick's Day character. Really, really cool guy. Of course, I've sort of repeating myself from last time, but he of course runs every little St. Patrick's Day event. That's kind of his specialty. You know, he comes back every year to run the event, apart from 2017. But yeah, he comes back every year to basically run the event for us. I guess that's probably the one up he has from Mona, because Mona does not do that. Mona has only been on one Valentine's Day, and I'm pretty sure she had absolutely nothing in 2017. Yeah, she had absolutely nothing in 2017's Valentine's Day. So she just sort of came. But the problem with it is, it's comparing a massive character to a 1-episode character. It's really, really hard. And although I'm obviously trying to judge it on what it is and Tapped Out, it's really hard for me to actually even say that Tom O'Flanagan is even slightly better than her. I just think Mona is way, way better. They both don't have voice, so I guess that's one thing. They both equally are bad in terms of audio, because I do like a character with voice. Apart from the Wiccans. The Wiccans' voice is the most annoying. I wish the Wiccans were silent, because they just go, "We're Wiccans, we're Wiccans," and it's like, oh no, could you at least have one other audio track, or just none at all? But yeah. So, I'm going to have to give it to, of course I'm going to have to give it to Mona Simpson. I just think that she sort of blows out of the park in terms of her against Tom O'Flanagan. So yeah, that's 1-2 Valentine's Day. So round two. Round 2, of course, is Sir Potsalot versus O'Flanagan's Pub. So these are 2 kind of interesting buildings. I love both of these buildings, I gotta say. They are both really, really cool. Now, I've talked about both buildings before and how I like them. And of course, last episode of this kind of versus series, I talked about Tom O'Flanagan's Pub and how I like it because it fits in nice. It's kind of a nice traditional sort of brick British kind of pub building, whatever you want to say. And not just to say it's just British, of course. There's loads of buildings that are in this. There's loads of countries that have a building in this design, but it just feels close to me, and I just like it. I think it looks nice, and it's cool to have like these massive aspirational buildings, like, and you know, aesthetically pleasing buildings like the magnifying glass and the is Sit and Rotate even a building actually? Or like, you know, like Planet Height, for example, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like, you know, buildings that are just there to be weird looking, and they're there to be unique and cool, and unique and funny and weird. But Tom O'Flanagan's Pub isn't that. It just is a normal pub. It's a really, really cool pub. It just sits there, it collects your cash, and it comes back every year. You know, every year you can send Springfielders there, apart from 2017. Every year you pretty much can send Springfielders there, and it's brilliant. And it's really traditional. It's like a traditional building that we all have, and we've had it since 2013. It's been there for ages, and I think every Tapped Out player has it, apart from people who played in 2017, because, I don't know, they must love it. And then we have Sir Putz-a-Lot. So Sir Putz-a-Lot, of course, originally was a Valentine's Day building, but then became a level building. In 2013, of course, in Valentine's Day, it was, it was a Valentine's Day building then, in 2013. And it was the final prize. It was kind of the hardest one to get. I personally actually didn't get it. I don't think I got it anyway. I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure I got it in the level. I actually don't remember. Did I get in the level? I don't know. I forget. But yeah, it is a cool building because you can design. It gives you the freedom because it's like kind of like a bush. Like the around it is like this kind of bushy thing. It's so easy to connect bushes to it, to make a car park, to make it bigger, to make it like use the Valentine's Day decorations to make it bigger. You can do so much with it. The one criticism I have of it, and I have talked about this before, is I think it's condensed too much down. I think it should be a bit bigger. I just think they've condensed all the different golf courses a little bit too. They look all cramped together to me. Like of course like the big monkey one and the windmill and all that. They look a bit cramped, so I think it could have been a bit bigger. But apart from that, I think it is a brilliant building. It's a really cool building. And the best building that Valentine's Day has ever produced us. But who am I going to give it to? Am I going to give it to the nice traditional building, the nice one that I can fit, stuff around, or am I going to give it to the Valentine's Day? And honestly, this is really, really hard for me. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to say, I will make my decision on this one, depending on the next result. So I'm going to keep this one. I know this is controversial, but this is a draw, alright? This is a damn draw. I know. I can't do draws. No, I can do draws. I'm doing a draw. They're both cool buildings. So we'll see what happens next round, in the final round. So far, no one gets any points for this. So it's still Valentine's Day is up 1. St. Patrick's Day is up 0. But so the only possibility is here is we could have a tie, or we could have Valentine's Day take the lead. That's the decision we have. Okay, let's get to round 3. So round 3, the final round. I know I'm probably going to annoy some people doing this shitty draw thing. The whole point of you versing 2 buildings is you pick one, right? I know, but I want to make it suspenseful, right? But what I would want to say before I start this round is St. Patrick's Day cannot win. It can draw, but it cannot win. But basically we've got Valentine's Day 2016 versus St. Patrick's Day 2013. So 2 really, really solid and cool events. So let's talk about Valentine's Day first. So, of course, Valentine's Day gave us this really cool mini event. It like an old episode tie-in. And of course, gave us 2 new characters. They gave us Mona and it gave us Becky. Now, Becky is a crappy character. I think we can all agree on that. Mona is one of the best characters we've got in recent times. And we got a few buildings. We got the Coconut Babaloo. We got the Crazy Crut. And we got the Shishi Lounge. We also got 2 skins. We got the renovated Coconut Babaloo, and we got the Valentine's Day Cooling Towers. And we also got the Starling Commander as a prize, which was a car. I think it used to be Mona's card, maybe? I'm not too sure. And a bunch of returning decorations, and the usual returning stuff. So, how good was it? Was it a brilliant event? It was great. It was a really cool little mini event, and I think everyone can agree on that. It was a nice event. We got 1 really, really solid character, 1 not so brilliant character, but, 2 characters nonetheless. And 3 new buildings, which is really cool. They don't usually give us 3 buildings. They tend to, give... Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. We got St. Patrick's Day 2013. So what did this give us? Well, it gave us 2 characters also, Tommy Flanagan and the Leprechaun. Granted, the Leprechaun, though, does not have tasks. He is non-playable. Tom O'Flanagan, of course, is playable, and not a massive character, but the character that Tapped Out have made into a really respectable character. It gave us O'Flanagan's Pub, which is a really nice building. It gave us the Wishing Well, and it gave us the Shamrock plant thing. And I mean, overall, obviously, only gave us 1 building, but that building is really, really cool. And of course, the Sir Putz-a-Lot was not in 2016, so I'm going to confirm to you guys, the O'Flanagan's Pub is the best building out of across both these events. O'Flanagan's Pub is definitely the best building. The best character is obviously Mona. We've already sort of decided that. So it really comes down to the decorations and how solid the event was. Actually, no, it doesn't, though, because, of course, the Valentine's Day gave us more buildings. Gave us 3 buildings. I mean, if I was to combine those 3 buildings and verse it against O'Flanagan's Pub, I think maybe they might win. And also the skins on top. So, I mean, let's look at decorations. I mean, we only got 1 decoration from from Valentine's Day. We got 2 from St. Patrick's Day. I mean, they're not really amazing decorations though, so there's not really much on par there either. It really comes down to how cool the event was and those buildings. Those buildings are quite crucial as well. But I mean, overall, I think we'll do our drum roll. So can we have that drum roll, please, to decide the overall winner? Is it going to be a draw, or will Valentine's Day win? Can we have the drum roll? Valentine's Day wins. I can't give it to St. Patrick's Day as much as I want to. I kind of can't. I've got to agree that Valentine's Day is just a much better event. It really is. And I don't think. I mean, I was a bit cheesy there, giving it to O'Flanagan's Pub and making it a draw. If I had to pick the better building, I probably would slightly lean to Sir Butts a lot. I just wanted to make the structure of the video a bit better. I didn't want to just make it a complete whitewash. I might have done that. Yeah, you know, I done that last episode as well. And sometimes I might do that. I might just leave it a draw, and you guys know. You guys will know who's gonna win. But you know, I couldn't. It's just really hard. It's hard. It's hard for, you know. This was a complete whitewash. Let's be honest. Valentine's Day is just produced way better events than St. Patrick's Day. I'm not saying that St. Patrick's Day are bad. Of course, they're better than Thanksgiving by far. So that's the kind of order in the terms of annual mini-events we get. So far, it's Thanksgiving's the worst, Valentine's the best, St. Patrick's Day's in the middle. We'll have to see until when 4th of July comes along which one's better there. Where does 4th of July fit in? Is it worse than Thanksgiving, or is it better than Thanksgiving? We will decide that when 4th of July actually comes, so we've got to wait for 4th of July. Because they are the 4 annual events that the 4 annual mini-events, I should say, that we always get. And they always deliver something, and they can sometimes be crappy, they can sometimes be good. Depending on what we get for Easter this year, guys, I might lump Easter into the whole annual thing. I know it's technically not annual because we don't always get something every year. We sometimes only get a decoration. I might just lump it in there just so I can, you know, make some more videos. So I don't know if I will, though. It depends what we get this year. If we get absolutely nothing, I won't do it. If we get, you know, a decoration, and maybe if we get a character, I'm definitely doing it. If we get a decoration, I'll think about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.